That took a little while, huh? But aren't you glad we're back here on Philly Esports with the ACES series? I certainly am, and I bet that guy over there is as well. My name's Grant CFO, that's Hail Monkey Man, and we're here to cover one last set of three for the night. Monkey, I'll let you take this one from here.
It is going to be a battle of the West. Who is the best in the West? It's Western Michigan and Western Colorado. It is the Broncos and the Mountaineers. And you know what? These teams are looking prime to be able to give us a banger of a matchup. We had a great one in our second of the evening. The last one is set to be that much more prime. And so, you know what? It's prime time. It's the final set. Let's get into it with game number one.
We have the Western teams, of course, but Western Michigan holding a record of 9-0. They have yet to lose a single game. They've got a decently difficult opponent in Western Colorado who hold a 5-4 record. Let's just see what they can do, because this is going to be a very difficult team to dismantle. Western Michigan has played very well throughout the season. I mean, not only does their record show that, but their play style and mechanics have also shown to be as such a way.
One player that was absolute just nuisance on the pitch to be able to get around was Virus. He was coming out there making stellar plays, and I remember him explicitly for his just visceral play style. But now being able to collect, he's also going to be that player that will be able to find escape paths for Western Michigan. Another connection, and then consistently stopping the Mountaineers at the door as they threaten the Broncos by maybe taking an early lead.
Well, Virus has got the first shot and first goal of the game. It broke down when the defense found themselves too far forward on offense, so much and so that they just weren't around to save it by the end. And in fact, you had Western Michigan with an extra player following everything up. They had that double push in the corner that really set them up for failure in the end.
Well, the Mountaineers really climbing that mountain in a hurry, but it's two in a hurry for Virus. From the counterplay to the kickoff, it's his main man, Elsig, able to set him up, and he's just knocking him down.
Oh boy, Western Colorado, they've all turned upfield after collecting the boost. Both players on those wings turned the wrong direction, which gave them no chance. They're not really setting up for a lot of success here, and it just happened again.
Man, we have had 3 goals in about all of maybe 10 seconds. This one just careens off. This looks like how the kickoffs usually go whenever I'm trying to play ones. We saw your mechanics manifested into St. Francis. Well, that's what things happen to me whenever I get into situations. Banks off the side, and 3 in a row in a hurry hurts just as bad.
Well, now Alseg with a huge demo to open up the scoring opportunities. Western Michigan will continue to plant on the box of Western Colorado. Everybody a little reluctant to go for the ball here. They'll take it out to the corner instead. It's Virus looking middle, has Rennet. They pick it up, moving throughout that corner. Alsig tries again. Still nothing on target. Ball plenty high though. Interesting that Western Colorado has not used their boost to get up in the air. We even saw one player just then with 75 that still wanted the 100, and they've luckily been bailed out of it, but I imagine that could come back to bite them later.
Trying to, I guess, just play extra conservative. Oh, the grand connections, though, right outside the top of the box. Rennet keep this one moving right along. Smalls has been kind of quiet so far for the Mountaineers, waiting for them to be able to get back to that prominence we've seen them in previous weeks, one of their top-level shooters. Instead, this one will be a near threat, a big commit. Smalls now left isolated. That's Alsig, who's been able to isolate literally anyone and bounces nearby. Virus gets there a little bit too soon and trying to turn it in a hurry. They found 3 in a hurry, looking for the transitory touch. Be able to make this one a threat. Instead, it's turned away in a hurry in the other direction and maybe turned in.
It will be turned in, courtesy of Virus and Alsig working together. One of the deadly combos of the ACES series. Beautiful flick, hits the crossbar, threw off the defense. There's not much you can really do about that.
Goodness gracious. If we look back what Western Michigan did previously. 18 shots recorded by Virus. He had 9 goals and an absolute brutal run, and he's got 4 now in this particular game. Tons of extra assists going the way of Alceg. That wombo combo between those two just seems so influential. Now trying to be able to break their way out. If you get something on the board, you got to get that first crisp icebreaker if you can. 90 seconds to go. Mountaineers running out of space to climb. Alceg able to elongate this pitch in the favor of the Broncos. They're running as free and as open as they feel. That'll be another for Virus.
There is a struggle for Western Colorado to find the offense, just not the power they're looking for today, but Virus finds it with Rennet on the flip side. That one rolls in for the 5th goal, looking like Western Michigan will be taking this first game in the set of 3. And as things look to turn around for Western Colorado, got to make some adjustments from that defensive side. Be careful not to clear like this and throw it away, because you give another shot back, and the exact same thing happens.
You know, for the first time, though, it's a separate player that isn't Virus that's going to be on the scoreboard, but a great turnaround by Rennet, just catching everyone asleep at the wheel of Western Colorado. And so this is kind of a rhythm now. We have a bit of a pattern going on here, Grant. The opening games, runaway trains. And then after that, these 3-game sets have been able to permeate and create a little bit better competition as time goes along. If these were best of, maybe we'd be able to see these go into longer Game 4, Game 5s. Instead, this will at least be the first step towards a great bit of domination and momentum control for Western Michigan.
We have to remember that we are dealing with an undefeated team that has yet to drop a game. So while it looks like Western Colorado's got potential, you've also got a team we know is capable, especially with 3-man passing plays, but you catch the third off guard. That one's got to go on target. Just comes up short, and Smalls will miss that one.
Hope Sauce trying to climb the ladder, but Virus, he's always been faster. Been so quick. They're trying to be able to set themselves up into continuous undefeated situations. They want to go against the big dogs, and they want to be the biggest dog in the kennel. 1 second left. This one keen to drop, but maybe we'll find the floor just nearby. Instead, it does. Western Michigan Broncos furiously pushing forward a 6-0 route. Starting to look familiar. We saw this in the previous series or previous set. And this one starts all the same.
Would anyone have expected anything different from the champs? From the undefeated team? I'm not really sure about it, Monkey. I think this is quite exactly the performance we expected. You mentioned Virus being a monster on the pitch with 5 goals is what they put up today, though. That's pretty big, so I expect that this is the Western Michigan team we deal with week in and week out. I could definitely see another 3-0 here. I'm not dissing on Western Colorado, but I am praising Western Michigan for how good they have been.
It's going to be one of 2 things. It's either you adapt to the point that you can slow them down and contain Virus, or at least meet them at the point of attack, or you speed up and be able to get to that level with them. I think they're probably going to have a better, or at least say an easier time, if there is such a thing, trying to be able to slow them down, create that physicality, maybe a little extra disruption, try and make the game at your pace, because trying to be able to meet it at theirs, that's gonna be a tough one to be able to dictate. And so we go into game number 2 of this or not best of, but just 3-game set. And I'm gonna see if the middle point of this series does bode better for the Mountaineers.
5 minutes reset. Moving into a game 2. They've subbed out this Western Michigan squad. They've gone with, well, gone as their new third, who's already put on some early pressure. Western Michigan starting out hot from the gates, looking across, finds gone on the connection after the demo. We've got a 1-goal game.
Alceg doesn't mind who he's going to be able to dish it to. He's just going for some demos. As soon as he drops the ball, realizes that the momentum of it and the connections coming is going to put it into the stripes. He's like, you know what? Let's make this easier to do. Let's get rid of a player. So yeet him, delete him. Don't even care about him. Didn't have something right, but Dope Sauce will find the first goal in this set for the Mountaineers.
Spicy reply from the Mountaineers. Dope Sauce. Wow, look at that angle. Even had the flip by the end of it to secure the goal. Just like that, we are back to a tied score line, and you ask yourself, well, who's going to respond next?
First half minute of play. Game number 2. We've seen these get evened out over the course of our first 2 series, first 2 sets. And we're just going to see if this will be as controlled and measured. Gone, hanging out at the tip of the stripes. Nice shooting box. Virus is being met with a 50 against Sean. He's trying to be able to have himself a day and a game. Dope Sauce did come alive last week. Whenever we wanted this team to find some measure of success, and so we may be able to see even more from him, but Gone trying to be able to send this one up. Virus, the high corner. Finally outside the first minute of play, still tied at 1, and it's Western Colorado bending but not breaking.
Gone almost breaking through the net. Sean has the return, finding Dope Sauce in the midfield. They'll look for the demo. I'm not sure what they wanted to do there. They couldn't make up their mind, and that could definitely cost them. With Virus and Gone teaming up, they have one more shot in Alsig. They're floating down from the skies, with Sean bailing out the defense for now. In Western Colorado, Virus wants no part of this breaking out defense. They want everything to do with the offense. They pick up the demo in the back half, but Sean respawns right in front of it, lobbing to Dope Sauce. Finds nothing of it. It's in fact intercepted and taken over by Western Michigan. They find a connection. 1, 2, 3, 4 question mark. Nobody's around in time, unfortunately, and even as it drops down, Western Michigan still comes up empty-handed.
I do like that Western Colorado is finding these interconnections, but it's the outer connections from Virus that are just much more lethal.
Not just the outer connections, the inner connections, the infield passes. First of all, the angle, I mean, incredible. We get it. But the way Western Michigan has been able to find each other on the pitch and in offense, that last drive was impeccable. It was the best spacing I think I've ever seen in the collegiate setting. If that was how Western Michigan played 24/7, they'd be unstoppable. They would be national champions. That was some flashes of brilliance and not the team.
It could be. As well as this squad, as they're trying to be a little bit smarter, work a little bit harder. Sean will take this back corner, trying to get it around 1 as Alsig again is just a tyrant with physicality. The bump off, be able to allow even more opportunity here. His addition to the box as a pass over, and oh my goodness, it is just as they wrote it up, drawn out, and shut it down.
Would it be anyone other than Alsig and Virus? I don't think so. This connection has been going strong all set long, and I don't expect it to slow down. I said it in game 1, and I've now said it again. And really, if you try to refute me, I said what I said, right?
It's true. I cannot refute you right now. I only hope and pray for some improvements when it comes to the Mountaineers, because I want to be able to see more Rocket League, which we're going to see no matter what. We got at least one more game coming up after this, and I want to see them succeed. We've seen split sets so far, 2-1s across the board. This one, though, has the makings of being a 3-0, but it's because of this. Look at the passing. It is just so on point.
Dope Sauce really wanted to get that ball as far away as possible, but the misfortune of Western Colorado has been that these backboard clears have somehow always found a Western Michigan player, and that just proves just how good the awareness of WMU is. These Broncos are fierce, and they've got awareness like no other. It's no wonder they are top of the scoreboard right now for the ACES series. They're looking to put an exclamation point on this set, and they certainly will with Virus's double tap.
Nice quick turn. They know who to feed it to. He knows what to do. That is great car control. That is beautiful. Not just be able to turn his car in and out, but he is able to get on with his life after a fast, quick, just punch. Exclamation point, yes. Mountaineers are still going to fight. 90 seconds coming up. They've now been able to at least find some pressure, but they've been under duress for the last 3.5 minutes. See if they can be able to push them their way in and at least give Broncos something to think about other than the next passing play, which will find Gone going.
It's Gunn who stopped this play from developing on the orange side and then created it again with their teammate on the flip side. The fact that Western Michigan knows how to pass, they know how the other team is going to attempt to pass. They know how the beginners work with it. They know where to go. And you see Gunn knows where to get in the way of these passes that Western Colorado try to put up. And then they're able to instantly counterattack. I wish I could play like this. I wish I had chemistry with my teammates like such. This is just going to be a basic infield pass, and really it's been all about connection. Virus looked for Alsig there at the end. At least I believe that's who they were looking for. Gon and Alsig actually collide with 60 seconds to go. Western Colorado, they pass again, but Virus is already ready for it, and that's exactly what I'm talking about.
This is the personification of a squad that has chemistry and has trust in each other for passing plays. This is what happens whenever you have the repetitions of teammates and not just some randoms when it comes to ranked. Able to find a lot of promise and a lot of midfield control. This will be a boomer to the other direction. The second man will step up. Sean to the corner, see if he can be able to get one more. Cannot make the read. Alsig dropping it over to Virus, who immediately is able to punt it. So quick are the reaction times of Western Michigan. They punish anything that isn't perfect, and so far they've been playing just that.
Dawn has that one up there, looking to send us to Brazil. Flip reset, couldn't use the musty into it. I'm actually not sure that they landed the flip, but Dawn's got one from the ceiling, and they will be unable to use in an effective manner. That shot's across, and Virus puts in the 7th. We've got ourselves a Brazil.
You know what? I've been booking a lot of plane tickets there as of recent, and every single time I head to Philly, they're like, hey, by the way, pack your Speedo, it's time to go. That one goes to Western Michigan. So far, they're proven to be the best of the Wests, and with just so much prominence, 7-1, Virus perfect in that game, as well as Alsig.
I mean, perfect team, really. I don't think I've seen that good of Rocket League play in a while, and Western Colorado's a formidable opponent. Like, what? How is this happening? This is incredible to see from Western Michigan. If you are, in the ESC conference, you might want to watch out for these guys, because they're going to be fierce coming into next fall.
Yeah, and we've gotten to talk to them a couple different times. This is a squad that has the chemistry. They have the program. They've got the equipment. They've got pretty much everything behind them. They're not just playing well. They're playing in a great place. So maybe that's all culminating into why they're undefeated. I can't wait to see how this current Titan will be heading against the other Titans as we move along, because there is still a couple up there that are undefeated. Actually, just one, Columbia. I'm sure they're curious about what the Broncos are doing right now, but for the time being, they're going to have to stay curious, because the Mountaineers have at least one more chance. Can they cut them short? Can they slow them down? It's going to be tough goes to be able to make that happen.
And I'm excited for the day we see Columbia and Western Michigan collide, but for now, Western Michigan will be playing Western Colorado, and in fact, they'll be doing so with a sub. It's going to be Croc filling in for Gone, and that's who they've been replacing. Gone proved themselves to be really good, and now I'm curious to see what Croc is able to do. I mean, it really felt like Western Michigan was gelling better with their sub and Gone than they did with their starter. Or maybe I'm just getting things confused. And that's no dissing to their starter. But, I mean, that looked real good, and I'm sure they felt it.
I actually don't know who their third starter is, because they got Rennet, they got J-Crew, they got Gone, and then they now have Croc. Is Rennet their main?
I don't know if it's their main, but who knows? The fact that they started today, and then there was a sub. Gone really felt like the starter there. I think they should be proud of that kind of performance.
Yeah, he was able to find all those interconnections, just like these two have posted up. But you do know that the dynamic duo of Alsig and Virus is that mainstay. So again, just like we saw with MT3, bring up the roster, get these players out there, give them a chance to play, but bang! What is a constant focus is always going to be Virus.
The thought process here makes sense, but as I've said time and time again, that back wall passes from Western Colorado have always ended up in the hands of Western Michigan. The problem is they're clearing low. They're not trying to clear it over their heads. They're just trying to clear it in general, and oftentimes, I mean every single time, it has fallen down back to the grass. You want to get that up and over. Exactly what Western Michigan will do here. Look at that, right over the head of Sean, and they'll advance into territory where they've got the scoring opportunity. Alsig will steal, or I guess in this case, just secure.
That's just 1, 2, 3. Croc was in good placement. Alsig nearly overran it, but then he realized, hey, it's a free net. Let me finish it off for you. Maybe even just a little bit of a steal. It was a great upfield recognition. And again, the Broncos flying high. Virus already streaking forward on the kickoff as soon as they were able to win it. Oh, all the confidence in the world have the Broncos got. Western Colorado still scratching their heads, trying to be able to just find one and to be able to get their way out of their own back half.
There's been that dominance from Western Michigan we've seen all season long, where they really just don't allow goals to come in. I'd be interested to see how many stats they have, not only for saves, but as well as goals against, because I'd imagine there's not a lot of them. And that will probably continue in here. Look at that, Smalls and Dope Sauce just chilling in net, not even making the effort to push out. They're letting Western Michigan stomp all over them. It's a stampede with these Broncos, and it's no wonder as to why.
And maybe they're thinking if we just set up the iron wall, maybe we can finally form the counter, but it's been just so effective and efficient with one person at a time and these better passes that they can just say, all right, you can stack up 2 to 3 cars right at the goal line. It doesn't matter because we're still going to be able to make this fast rotation. You're giving up real estate. Oh, and it's just going to get punished. That one. Oh, that's dirty.
Oh, this was so unnecessary. There was no need for this to happen. You faked them once off the fake challenge, then you do that. Okay, Alsig, we see you.
Oh, that's one that's going on Twitter. He's gonna at the school and maybe a little selfie, maybe a hashtag.
This program won't allow that, believe me.
Oh yeah, okay. I don't know. Either way, the Mountaineers. This has been a bit of a tenuous mountain to climb. They're gonna have to sharpen up their pickaxes to see if they can get some hooks into all that rock. Maybe one to go, but no, Virus, even then, he's not gonna give them any hope. He's gonna shut that one down in a hurry. Less than 2 minutes remaining before this game 3 set is done.
Never assume the result of anything. Except for the game, because, you know, 4-0 would be nice, but as you see here, Small wants me to shut my mouth and stop talking. They'll continue their defense, but the point of concern is you've got less than 100 seconds to work, and it's not looking too great for you. You've got to, I guess they scored 1 goal in the last game, and they'll need to score 1 here. They need it now, more than ever.
Did see a 4-1 squander come before 4 OT, but then it was 1 back. That's a great demo. That's a chance. A fake out. Sean needs to get back to it. Bit of a stutter step as Virus is able to play with them. Goes to the 45. Where's their man in Croc? He's able to make a connection at the top of the stripes. And with a minute coming up, Croc with a leap. He's the sub in. Oh, bit of a misplay. Bit of a mishandle. Sean can't win the foot race, and Virus saves the day to keep that fat goose egg on the side of the Mountaineers.
It is a lot of great decision making and game sense and knowledge from the Broncos that have led them to such success. And are you kidding me? The mechanics, everything about this was awesome.
Just comes off the wall, keeps with the play, puts it on target, and recognizes the fat gap where Western Colorado was trying to maybe have one last gasp, was transitioning upfield. Nope. They've got a Virus in their system, and he is punishing them every single step.
Dope Sauce wants just 1, as is the rest of their team, before they get going, and they might get it here. 1 little whiff and a tiny little fake out, a small fake out, if you will, is what gets it done.
They were just gonna whoop and wait. Just enough playing with timing. That's what Western Michigan has been doing this entire time. They're finally dealt their own hand and have to taste their own medicine. It doesn't taste too good, but they've built up a resistance to it for the most part. Mountaineers have only a few more seconds to maybe pull off a miracle, but I don't think this is 34th Street, and we've traveled too far and maybe just too late.
It 100% is too late here. That's going to be the undefeated streak continuing for Western Michigan. These Broncos have been, I mean, do I even need to say it? Unstoppable. The clock hits 0. The dominance continues forward. And the question is, will Columbia even be able to stop them? How long do we have to wait before we see that one play out?
I can't wait for that one to come up because these two are basically